You guys, I was not totally ready yet. I wanted to just post that it was happening. We've done this before. Okay. So apparently, just a soft open. We're not going to be discussing this today. What do I have? I have a lot of things. But maybe we will get with that. This is what we will do. Kind of focus on general check-in. Let me see something. You guys, this jumpsuit, it's like my favorite thing. I think it's pajamas, but why couldn't you wear it anywhere? Anywhere. Let's see. Topics of conversation. I had a list in the other room. I was on the phone with Rita for quite a while. Amy. Rad. Okay. Oh. I'm like, I remember what we should talk about, but hold on a second with that. Floorburn cracks me up. Amy, how are you? Hi. So Floorburn led me to the man that broke his dick. The funniest thing is that I said to a man, "Did you know a man broke his dick?" He goes, "That happens all the time." It happens all the time? How? What, forever? He's like, I'm pretty sure sometimes they have to do surgeries. I'll show you though. I sent on the Sonar chat. And wait, hold on. You guys, we have to figure this out for once and for all. Lambros can watch us but can't chat for some reason. And I don't get it. Hold on. Let's call Lambros. I'm turning this light on. It's like so annoying. He's like, I can see the chat, but I can't text. I mean, I can't write on it. Hi, Lizzie Flores. I don't know who you are, but hi. Josh Pittman. Been a minute.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, I'm live, and I was just talking about how you can't write in the chat, and I was trying to figure it out if you're available to be live.
Yeah. Well, actually, 1 second. You're live right now?
Correct.
Okay. Let me see.
Never heard of that situation. Where you can't write? I know.
No, I can
Angela!
write. I can write. It's just when I write, I can see as soon as I X out of the chat and go back in, I see everything I've written down. It's just erased. So
it gets what down? I'm sorry?
Oh, no, I'm saying like if I write something down, I can see it. And then as soon as I cancel out of the chat and I refresh, everything I wrote is erased.
It's weird. Like,
yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's also happened with boxing chats I've seen. People have said, hey, why did you time me out or whatever? And people, in the boxing chats like, we didn't time you out. And other people are saying, yeah, my, whatever I write, it's not showing up.
Do you think it has something to do with your channel? Because if it's happening on the boxing channel and on this channel, I feel like you're the common denominator, Lambros.
Oh, no. I mean, like, other people have said this before, that it's never happened to me, and now it's just happened to me.
Oh, I feel you. I hear you.
It's happened before. Yeah.
I wonder if making a new YouTube channel name makes sense. Gail, I'm live.
Well, I did with this one. This one is under Lambros. Oh, actually, no. It's under Lambros, not Lambros K.
Okay, so can you write something on the chat?
Yeah, watch. Hold on 1 second.
Monday is here. Hi, Monday. A man broke his dick. But apparently it happens all the time. You guys, if you haven't read this book, it's really important. This book changed my life forever. I'll tell you a very funny story about the first time. Yes, sir.
No, I'm just I'm getting the echo. Okay, here, watch. I'm gonna type in right now. Hey.
We're all watching, bro.
Can you see it?
No.
Oh no?
I see
Okay,
nothing.
so
Does anyone else see Lambros typing? No.
Hey, watch. Hey.
Hi, Angela.
No.
This...
I'm just writing hey, hello.
He's writing
Nothing.
hey, hello. Everyone's saying Lambros, but nobody can see you. I can't see you either. Can you see the chat?
Yeah, I can see the chat. The weird thing was when I have a wrench, I can't see the chat. So like if I sign in under Lambros K, I can't see the chat, but I can comment, but it doesn't, like I can't see the chat, it just freezes. But now with this one, I can see the chat, but you can't see what I'm writing.
No one else can see it either. Can anyone else see him? No one can see you.
Yeah. I tried signing back in and out, nothing.
Can you try, because I don't know, I feel like it has to be you. Can you try making a new YouTube channel, which I think is kind of easy? Or like a new account or whatever? Like just a different name?
Yeah, I'll, because I got a different screen name actually. Let me try.
Try a different screen name or maybe a different email. I don't know. It sounds like YouTube's doing something funny with you if it's happening on this chat and the boxing one, right?
Yeah, let me just put you on pause real quick. Go ahead. What were you saying?
He's so funny. I'm live right now. He's like, let me just put you on pause for a minute.
Yeah, you're echoing.
All right, Lambros, I love you. I gotta go. Can you just text me or let me know, whatever, or call me back?
Okay, sounds good.
All right, love you. Bye. He goes, can I put you on hold for a minute? All right, guys. So, well, actually, let's talk about this. Most of the people were in the chat. I have the book. A friend gave it to me. Have you ever read it? So Eckhart Tolle is somebody that is not somebody I'm going to talk about personally right now because that's not the point. I tried to read his second book 3 times. It was not something that I was able to. I bought it again recently, actually. I was like, I'm going to give it another try. But here's the thing I've noticed about his 2 books. First of all, they're very different. Like, I read this book, it changed my life. I was reading New Earth. Oh, where is it? I was like, is this the same author? Like, what is this? Like, I couldn't even get through like the first chapter, but I've met people who, it's almost like there are people that have, like, if there's people that know about Eckhart Tolle, there are people that have read this one and then read the second one. And it's very funny because a lot of people that read the second book haven't read the first one, which I'm like, what the fuck? This is one of the most important books I've ever, maybe, definitely in my top 5, maybe the most important book that I've ever read. I'll tell you the story about how I found this book in it's very funny. When I first read this book, I was dating a guy in Miami Beach. This is circa 2006, 2007, something like this. I think I just finished teacher training. This was one of the books that was recommended by my first teacher training, like my foundational teacher training. And so I'm reading this book and I'm dating this dude. And I'm living in my apartment and he has his apartment there, but I mostly stay there. But I remember like something happened, whatever, and I was staying in my place and I'm getting real into this book. And I think I got like 2/3 into it, something like this. And I called him and I was like, I need all my stuff back. I'm done. I'm like, this relationship doesn't work. I was like, if you could just drop off my clothes or I'll pick them up, whatever you want. I'm reading this book now. And unless you want to read this book with me, I'm like, we can't. He was like so funny. He shows up. He drove a black BMW at that time. He's like, Ash, I'll go get back in this time. This was 2006, circa 2006. Wheatgrass, shots of wheatgrass were really popular. I don't see them around often lately. I don't know. Like it's now like whatever, some kind of other green juice, but wheatgrass would be like in Whole Foods or whatever. He's like, I'll go do shots of wheatgrass. I'll do whatever. Like I'll do anything. All I need you to do is read this book. And if you're not into it, then I'm not into you. He's like, all right, let's go to the pool. Like, I'll go buy the book and we'll just read it together. And I'm like, fine. I was in such a state of like, fuck, I finally figured everything out that didn't make sense makes sense now. And I don't want to be around anyone that doesn't read this book or understand it. And so we went to like his pool and I'm like, almost done. And he's like on the second or third page or whatever. And I'll never forget, it was New Year's Eve day. So like New Year's Eve was happening that night. And he was like a big party person. It was like, it was like in his second page. He's like, well, the people, I was like, I do not care about your party later. I am not creating more time. And if you keep talking, you'll be going to your party alone. I missed for a second on how to take my dog out. Which book is it? The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. So I'll read you guys some of the stuff that I was getting into today. Here we go. The whole book is amazing. These are kind of like, but you get it, right? Power of Now. Okay. I was thinking about you guys. I was tanning, getting my vitamin D, getting back into my routines, and I took a lot of notes. Okay, here we go. Before you enter the body, forgive. So I liked this part too. It said, if there's ever a what's the word I'm looking for? If you ever feel like your mind and your body are feeling different things, say your mind is telling you, don't sleep with this dude. No, sorry. Your mind is telling you, sleep with this dude, but your body's saying, do not sleep with this dude. Your mind is always false. Always listen to your body. This goes into a lot of stuff that we talk about here. And it was kind of funny. So I'm rereading this book today, like for probably the third time, but the first time in like a couple years. And I'm like, this gets better and better. When you have like more life experience about stuff, some things will make more sense. Like the first time I picked up this book, I think I was 25 or something like that. Okay. Before you enter the body, forgive. So the whole, just a preamble, the context is to be as much in the now and in your body. Like that's the goal. Up here makes no sense except for practical things. You have to build something, you have to get directions, you have to communicate, you know what I'm saying? But 90%, something like this, I don't really like statistics, of our thoughts that happen, that the things that our internal dialogue is self-deprecatory, repetitive. So we're repeating nasty things about ourselves to ourselves. More importantly, the voice that your body, your soul, like your, whatever you want to call it, your entity, the authority, the highest authority is your internal dialogue. Not your mom, not your dad, not your other daddy, not your brother, not your sister, not your teacher, not your mentor. Your internal dialogue is who your vagus nerve listens to. So like, be on point with that. But if you're in the beginning of this, I like how he says, forgive yourself for everything before you go in like this. Okay? Because if you're holding on to any like shame, I was talking to Rita earlier about like judgment, stuff like this, like perceived external anything, judgment, shame, blah, blah. It's going to get tricky because you're not in your real self. You're not in the present. And you're not in yourself. You're in other people's opinions and either the past or the future or something. Yes. So, oh, remind me about emotions if I forget. Attention is the key to transformation. In full attention and full intent and full attention also implies acceptance. Acceptance is super important. So I was talking to Rita earlier, And we were talking about like how like you just learn in life things. So one thing in the book, it says accept, then react. And accept means accept whatever the fuck it is. Like, I think a lot in my life I've tried to change what is or something. And I'm not sure that's the way. I feel much more in alignment with accepting. This has to do with external, okay? Obviously. Internal is my thing. But so accepting anything that comes to me external, whether it's a bitchy attitude, a nasty act on by another, a situation, whatever the fuck it is, then react. If I would have even taken a moment to not even register accept, but many times in my life, just a moment and not reacted, that would have been cool. I know there's different ways to say that and stuff like that. But you guys get it. Full attention also implies acceptance. Attention is like a beam of light, the focused power of your consciousness that transmutes everything into itself. In a fully functional organism, an emotion has a very short life. Let me read that again. In a fully functional organism, an emotion has a very short life. Emotion equals disturbance. So I relearned this today. This comes from a Latin word, E-M-O-V-E, I think, which literally means disturb. So one of the questions was like, yeah, of course, negative emotions don't feel good and are a cause of a lot of physical maladies and probably most diseases, etc. What about the positive ones, though? When we feel excessively happy or excited or this, same fucking thing. I remember learning this in a different way. It's the same thing. Okay. So remember, we've talked about this before, is 0 point. That's self-mastery. So anything too high, anything too low is not 0 point equals not self-mastery. Yes. So emotions, whether good or bad. So remember, everything has an opposite to it. Yes. So it's a disturbance. And what is it disturbing? The steady, peaceful sustainment of present moment awareness, which is right now. In a fully functional organism, an emotion has a very short lifespan. It is like a momentary ripple or wave on the surface, on the surface of your being. When you are not in your body, which most of us are not, and I would say the average American is absolutely, but probably, what do you like? Imagine going to like, I don't know, give me like any time, like bumfuck Alabama. I feel like you're not in your body. That would, they'd be like, yeah, you're from LA or something like that. But it's not like an LA thing. It's like a real thing. But it's also something that's very, I think, intelligently, there's an intelligent design behind people feeling like that sounds weird. To live in your instincts. Verbiage is flexible, right? But living in your instincts, living in your body and not here. Moving through life from here and not here. You know that you can quantumly understand something, a quantum understanding, like quantum physics. Like snap your fingers, and if you choose to understand it, that's it. And also, I heard something recently I want to share. I think I shared it last time, but it will never be old, I think, to me. Do you know what is easy in this life, guys? Whatever you say is easy. I move easily and effortlessly and with joy through every experience, and I'm grateful for this. Okay. When you are not in your body, however, an emotion can survive inside you for days or weeks, or join with other emotions of similar frequency, beep, beep, that have merged and become the pain body. So he calls it the pain body. A parasite that can live inside you for years. feed on your energy, lead to physical illness, and make your life miserable. See chapter 2. Okay, so that all makes sense, right? I want to break it down how I synthesized it. So something will happen. Say my dog takes a shit on the floor. That doesn't happen, but that would be something that would upset me, and I would be frustrated. And that's an emotion, right? So in that moment, if I accept, okay, pooped on the floor, I just need to clean it up, then react. I'm kind of like right now putting into use something that I didn't mean to, but okay. So we'll keep going anyway. Let's continue. It's the same thing as like stubbing your toe out of bed. You can choose to let the whole fucking day get away. It's kind of like, and then other things like latent or unconscious frustrations or unresolved things will kind of attach themselves to it. So they're like emotions living in your body that just need to be like awoken. Like this happens to me often. Like I'll stub my toe and somehow I feel like everything in the fucking world sucks. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, like, dude, you just stubbed your toe. It's not like the world's not coming down. This is not like a huge thing, but it will happen. Or if I do something stupid, like something will drop and then another thing will fall, like within like 10 minutes, this will happen often when I'm cleaning my house. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and it like, okay, the vacuum knocked over a light and I hit my elbow on a thing. It's not anything to do with anything else from the past or like, but funny thoughts will come up into my head. Like, why does this shit always happen to me? And what the fuck? You know what I mean? It's like, nope, that's absolutely not what it was. It was two things and that's it. You know what I'm saying? So that's an important thing I think to hold on to is like something can happen that can trigger something and without realizing it, we can hold on to it. Like he said, in a fully functioning organisms, emotions have a very short lifespan, like moments. So let's call a not fully functioning, or most of us have it's to be a fully functioning organism is very difficult with all the things that come. Yes. So sorry, I lost my train of thought for a second, which is kind of funny because I went, fuck. I like capped my head. In a not fully functioning human being, the emotion will last longer, right? And so that will be, what does that look like? So I stubbed my toe or my dog pooped on the floor, whatever it is. And then my whole day is fucked. And then this happened because, do you know what I'm saying? So that can tie into other things. Okay. I think you guys get it. The mind cannot forgive, only you can. I wrote that down. I thought that was important. So that's a different conversation though. You guys, I'm literally like, I must have just moved the book around when I was talking. Like, why is it upside down? Okay, body, blah, blah, blah. So place your attention on feeling the emotion. So I should keep reading. And check whether your mind is holding on to a grievance pattern, such as blame, self-pity, or resentment that is feeding the emotion. See what I'm saying? Like you can stub your toe and be like, ugh, like all these other things can come up. And it's like, no, dude, you just stubbed your toe. But if you can watch and observe your mind and see what it does. So what is seen is immediate. Like what is, what's the way I say it? I'm talking on a deeply spiritual level that might be not be accessible. So I'll get to that in a bit. But when you see something and you call it out, for those of you that can know what I'm saying, it's gone. Okay. So place your attention on a feeling, the emotion. So if you can figure that out in your head and call it out in yourself, it is immediately gone. Such as blame, self-pity. This stuff lives in our not seeing it or not addressing it or not or being afraid to look inside. So that's why he says forgive yourself for everything before you start doing this kind of work. Yes. Okay. And whether your mind is holding on to a grievance pattern such as blame, self-pity, or resentment that is feeding the emotion. So an emotion will come and it's hungry. In a fully functioning organism, it has a very short lifespan. There's nothing, no living thing that wants a short lifespan, right? So an emotion will come and it's hungry, and there are things inside all of us. Maybe Tibetan monks are clear of this kind of stuff. I don't know. That if we're not conscious, will attach to this, attach to that, and the next thing you know, stubbing your toe turns into like what your mom did to you when you were 2 or something. It's like, what? That doesn't even make sense. Um, if that is the case, it means that you haven't forgiven. Oh, that's important. So when you watch the emotion, okay, that was perfect actually. So what my mom did when I was 2, I have no idea what she did when I was 2 actually. I'm sure she did some shit, but if that is the case, like if you stub your toe and then you think about like what is this? Is there some pattern or some thing that I'm attaching this angry or frustrated emotion to, and something comes up? If that is the case, it means that you have not forgiven. Non forgiveness is often toward another person or yourself, but it may just as well be towards any situation or condition, past, present, or future, that your mind refuses to accept. Yes, there can be non forgiveness even with the regard to the future. This is the mind's refusal to accept uncertainty, to accept the future. To accept that the future is ultimately beyond its control. Forgiveness is to relinquish your grievance, and so you can let go of grief. It happens naturally once you realize that your grievance serves no purpose except to strengthen the false sense of self. Forgiveness is to offer no resistance to life. Forgiveness is to offer no resistance to life. Forgiveness is to offer no resistance to life. Think about a wave. When a wave is coming in, going against a wave, it's kind of futile, right? Like you go with the wave. You don't really have a choice, right? So I think that's a good analogy for acceptance. About life, about everything, right? We can question things. Of course, I'm not saying like, be in a Handmaid's Tale situation and just accept that. But to a certain degree, I mean, like actually thinking about it, you might need to operate in a level of acceptance to extricate yourself. I don't know. Um, um, this is the mind's refusal remember, guys, Inspector Gadget. Okay, forgiveness is to offer no resistance to life, to allow life to live through you. The alternatives are pain and suffering, a greatly restricted flow of life energy, and in many cases, physical disease. So let me just, for all y'all in the back, we have 2 options. We can accept and be graceful, and grace is guarded, or we can go against the wave, right? So, how did he say it? Forgiveness is to offer no resistance to life. So, basically, we can offer no resistance to life through forgiveness and acceptance, or and allow life to live through us, or the alternatives are pain and suffering, a greatly restricted flow of life energy, and in many cases, physical disease. The moment you truly forgive, you have reclaimed your power from the mind. I heard someone say, like, I hate that person. I'm like, have you ever even met? I was about Marilyn Manson. I was watching you guys, his Evan, whatever that she's in Westworld, really beautiful actress. She came out with a documentary and I was watching it and I was like, I've never been in a Marilyn Manson, whatever. And I asked her, I was like, have you ever been in Marilyn Manson? She's like, yeah, I hate Marilyn Manson. I was like, have you ever met him? How do you have that much energy to hate a man you have not met? Like that seems like you're giving him a shit ton of power. Might want to look into that. The moment you truly forgive, you have reclaimed your power from the mind. Non-forgiveness is the very nature of the mind. Non-forgiveness is the very nature of the non-stop, without being put in check. The old yogis used to call it the drunken monkey, thinking mind. Chitta is the word in Sanskrit, and I always used to, I still do teach it like so. Yoga chitta vrita naroda is yoga happens when the thoughts stop. And the chitta, the Sanskrit is yoga happens when the modifications natural to the thinking mind cease. The chitta part is the modifications of the natural mind, which equal thoughts. And I always think it's funny because it's chitta, but chitta is like shit. It's like the mental shit. The thinking mind is a wonderful tool. It's a shit master, hardest king. The mind cannot forgive, only you can. You become present, you enter your body, you feel the vibrant peace and stillness that emanate from being. That is why Jesus said, before you enter the temple, forgive. Yo, Lambros, you're here. We see you. Chit chat. Lambros. What is it? That's probably your real name. Ryan, you can pinball thoughts. I don't know what that means, pinball. Evan Rachel Wood, thank you. So, love her. So fucking proud of her. She also has accomplished the Phoenix Act. There used to be a statute of limitations. You could only report this kind of crazy ass abuse up to a year. Dude, being like mutilated and starved and all the things that he does to women, it would take a year to even like breathe. What the fuck? So she got that super cool extended to 3 to 5 years, I guess, in California and like a couple other states. The statute of like time you can call out a crime. She waited. Dude, she started dating him when she was 18, and he was a 37-year-old man. I'm not through the documentary. I've got like halfway through. It's so like, I never got the whole Marilyn Manson thing ever. I dated a guy when I was like 19 or 20 in DC. I was at GW, where I did my freshman year of university. And he knew him, and his real name's Brian, I think, or something like this. He knew him personally, and they were like friends. And he was like, he's like super cool, and like he doesn't like actually dress like that, and he's really smart. And I'm like, okay, whatever. That guy was weird, okay? Whatever. I never liked his music. I never really knew anybody that liked his music. I always just thought he was like a weird dude. But when I started to look into Kanye and his like stuff that he says, I'm thinking like Kanye is a man fighting for his soul. And then I'm seeing him hang out with Marilyn Manson. I'm like, he's just a lost soul. I don't even know. But yeah, the dude is dark as fuck. So Evan Rachel Wood is awesome. So she's gotten together like survivors. I know there's a bunch that aren't on camera, but there's at least 4 or 5 that are in the documentary so far. And they're like, it's all the same stuff. All the same stuff. It's horrible. It's like, where do these people come from? I'm so happy you're here, Lambros. We see you. We remember what you said. We found you. Sonar Beep Beep finds people. Who'd we lose last time? We lost Pendy, right? We lost Pendy. We don't lose anyone here. So disgusting, Amy. Thank you. Yeah. We lost Wendy, who used to be Bob, then Wendy, or Pendy. And now she's Wenbird because we found her again. Oh, interesting. Beep beep. I haven't seen You haven't been on here in a minute. I know, Ryan. What's up? What are you doing? Chris Mack is in the house. Oh my God. Chris. Once was you know, it happens to the best of us. So the other things I was gonna talk about, let's see, how much time? The other things I was gonna touch on. So okay, most of you guys are in the Sonar chat. Can you guys please say I'm in the Sonar chat so Chris won't be so scared? He's like, who's in the chat? Can you just tell me how many people are in the chat? I don't want to be on the chat. I'm just kidding. I love you, Chris. He didn't say it like that, but he was more like smart, like Ash. I don't know these people. I like that. But it's all people you know, actually. Okay. So in the Sonar chat, don't forget that. Okay. Oh, yeah, we talked about that. Wait, where is it? Don't don't forget to put on your red. I don't have red lipstick. You took it, Wendy. What the fuck are you talking about? Wendy will go on and on and on about things that she literally steals from me. It's like, it's a little weird, no? I don't know. Wendy do Wendy. We know this. This we know. Okay, so Flora Brun, I've shouted her out a few times. I don't agree 100% with everything she says, guys. I think a lot of what she says makes zero sense. I think about 20% of, I don't know, maybe 20% of what she says. More importantly, about 5 to 8% of what she says, I'm like, that's true. She's also quite funny and entertaining, but I would definitely 100% not, I don't give advice, but I don't know how to say it. With all respect to Flora Brun, do as you will. I said what I said. About 20% resonates with me. She's got a lot of information, but again, she's got a lot of information. A lot of it doesn't resonate with me. But she was talking about NPCs today, and that's been like something that I feel like, I don't know if you guys ever feel this. Like, I'm like, there are people that I encounter. I'm like, there's no read. Like I'm just like it's like a soulless robot. Like I just like I don't get a feeling either way, and that's very rare for me. Like usually I'll get a feel like I've been like this my whole life. And Sloan, actually, I was telling Sloan the first time I met her, Sloan Bella, I was like, I feel like I sometimes in classes I would hear like I felt like I heard or felt the energy of, especially like in my opinion, like girls that were prettier than me or something, whatever. When I moved to LA, like, will this bitch just shut up about the breath and get to like the ass exercises or like the workout? Like when I would my traditional type of yoga, which is with breath and with coordinated breath and movement, was not appreciated by everyone in LA who wanted to do like these hot yoga classes and not really breathe and just get really good workouts. And I wasn't the teacher for them, right? So I told Sloan, just because I wouldn't compromise myself. I did teach classes like that when I had to. Like I'll never forget teaching hot yoga sculpt class. I was like, okay, guys, I guess we're doing yoga with weights. Let's go. It was funny because most of the people in the class were like, Ash, we're just here for you. Like, pick up the weights because that's what we're doing. I said to Sloan, I feel like I can hear them saying like things or not appreciating me. And she's like, actually, two things. First of all, you're right. They are. Second of all, but you have to keep going. I was like, really? She's like, here, most people actually, they have like tentacles, maybe 3 or 4 feet. Yours go about 12 to 15 feet. She's like, so just keep going. And I kept going. She was not wrong. I felt that when I did my RYT2 on the East Coast, I like I wanted to do hatha, not this rough vinyasa. That's cool. Where did you do your first yoga teacher training, or like what state or whatever? I don't know if you probably do know about the Yoga Alliance. I'm creating the Ashley Cummings Yoga Non-Alliance, which is basically just going to be the real Yoga Alliance because there's one governing body of yoga, which is the Yoga Alliance, and they don't do anything except take your money. And I don't think that's very nice. So I think that there should be a governing body of yoga that helps yoga teachers and people that are looking for yoga and actually has teacher trainings that make sense. So hence what I am doing with my life most of the time. Oh my gosh, guys, yes. Ryan, did you get that wasn't a helicopter on fire? Gaily. That's great. Less is more. Less is more. All right, Gail. Gail loves. Gail and I have, I think, a similar appreciation for Floor Brun. So funny. I'm just gonna pick one of them.
Or the standards of the agendas in the matrix.
That was rude. Okay, so she's talking about, oh yeah, so she's talking about like people, like I'm like, so she calls them loopers or NPCs, and she's explaining how to identify them. And so I should play the first one first. She's funny.
Sodomy, anal tantric sex.
Oh, that's a different thing.
Tonguing down little children.
So she says that basically the people that participate in her theory, and I'm sure whatever, I'm not going to chime in on it now, is that all the people that participate, like what Sloan calls the Red Shoe Club, and then participate in this like ritual abuse bullshit, blah, 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 are lifers. So they're here. And I don't totally understand that concept, but I guess like their souls are here. And she explains it. Like I said,
sodomy, anal tantric sex, Dalai Lama tonguing down little children, having all kinds of, doing all kinds of satanic rituals. These are all lifers. They aren't able to leave, y'all, and they don't want you to leave. That's why on Patreon, on Zoom, we have hashed out many ways that we break down and find ways to leave this firmament. And I'm going to give you a prediction that I know is a fact. I and my family will be leaving this firmament, and I won't have any problems, okay? That is a fact. Anyway, let's go on.
I like the pattern on my blanket too. Thanks. Who's your friend Chooch, Chris? Okay.
Societies and fill up the space again, okay? Okay? That's probably why they're taking and they're kidnapping so many women and children. They're harvesting their eggs and they're going to reestablish a new
Some of the
generation
stuff she says is a little nuts.
After the cataclysm clears, after everything with the waters recede. Okay? Let's get into, okay, so they are basically going to Cabbage Patch Children. Yes.
So that's not the one.
The roof is on fire. We don't need a thing. Let them burn that roof. It isn't real.
So in that one, she's saying that.
So holographic people.
Hold on. Okay, now she gets to the holographic people. Hold on. So that one, she's saying, and I don't know if I agree with this, if my like soul understands it or me. She's saying that the sky is a roof, and that it's not real, and that the things that we see that we think are stars are just lights. She said there's a skeleton crew up there that she's seen them, and she said the sun isn't a sun, it's a hole. I don't know.
Let's talk about them and let's identify them.
Okay, identifying NPCs.
They're going to go into the controlled demolition that is occurring right now. They have started. Call it World War III, call it the Rapture, call it whatever. There's so many different names to it. It doesn't really matter. It's the same thing. The Holocaust is happening now. And the Freedom Cities.
See, that kind of stuff, I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Going to be the concentration camps. I didn't say it. It's a lie. Don't listen to me. Let's go into the holographic people. Hint, hint. Okay. Holographic people.
Holographic
holographic people come in your life when you start to do really great things. When you become clear, when you get clarity, your mind gets clear.
Funny how that happened.
Sometimes to your gym. Sometimes they come via a friend of yours. They come because they are set up. The PRISM system has alarms. And one becomes, when they know that a prisoner has become illuminated, they need to put them back to sleep or distract them so they aren't able to figure out where that they are. Okay? So, holographic people usually show up in your life when you're doing the best. Now, be careful. You don't want to identify someone who is another soul being that comes because they're attracted to a frequency that is very similar to them. That's why I'm going to break this down. Okay? So they start coming around. Now,
I had to send short videos because it's on the Sonar chat.
Remember, look at the movie Jumanji. Remember the classic, the new movie Jumanji, not the old one, the new one? And they went into this game, and then every time they met a character in a game, the character would say, "Welcome to Jumanji, the fabulous world of dinosaurs." Then it would say, "Hey, dude, how do we get out of here? Welcome to Jumanji, the greatest world ever." Guy, do you know what we're talking about? Welcome to Jumanji. So you understand? They loop. They're constant loopers. It won't be as short a loop as that, but they always are doing the same thing over and over. It's repetition.
Like the
they
people
aren't
you
able
know.
to go past a specific directive. Okay? So you can have empty seater.
Empty seaters. So Sloan, there are different words for everything. At this point, understand everything is basically the same. So this is just different words. It's all the same truth. Different words for other ways that we say things, blah, 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 blah. Okay. There's only one truth. Okay. And also we've talked about the English language. What was I just gonna say? What'd she say?
Over and over. Remember, look at the movie Jumanji. Remember the classic, the new movie Jumanji?
Do you guys have people where like, I used to find comfort in these people. I don't have people like these actually right now, thinking about it. Like, dude on the corner, person at the Starbucks, the person here, but it's like, it never goes, and I'm I'm not like a small talk kind of chick. I'm sure you guys can tell. I'm either not speaking or like, I can't, I can do hi, how are you, and talk about the weather for a second, but like, I can't really do small talk. But there are people that there's like, oh, okay, that's just what, you only see them for a couple minutes a day and that's what you do. But I've like, and when she's talking about something, like, there's literally people, not so much now, but it's like, I had the same conversation with them like 100 times in the 2 years I saw them 3 or 4 times a week or whatever, shit like that. I haven't seen Jumanji, but I've definitely met people like that where it's like, la, 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 and I'm like, dude, hello, like I'm bleeding, la, 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 la,
Jumanji, not the old one, the new one, and they went into this game, and then every time they met a character in a game, the character would say, "Welcome to Jumanji, the fabulous world of dinosaurs." Then it would say, "Hey, dude, how do we get out of here? Welcome to Jumanji, the greatest world ever." Guy, do you know what we're talking about? Welcome to Jumanji. So you understand? They loop. They're constant loopers. It won't be as short a loop as that, but they always are doing the same thing over and over. It's repetition. They aren't able to go past a specific directive. Okay? So you can have empty seaters or NPCs in your family. They could be your friend.
They could be your friend.
Perpetuations or the standards of the agendas in the matrix, they're constantly.
This is important. So she's like saying how you can figure out who they will be always on point with trends. They will always be on point with what's happening in the news, things like this. They perpetuate the whatever is being pushed out, right?
Constantly perpetuating the agendas. Okay, so whatever is hot right now on YouTube, they're doing it. It's just my judgment. I could be wrong. All of the people doing mukbang videos.
What's a mukbang video?
Remember Honeybee? I like watching her eat. But those to me are NPCs. They're constant illusional loopers, NPCs that keep your mind stunted and capped. Okay? So they aren't ever really connected. They're always connected to other NPCs. NPCs hang out with NPCs. NPCs attract other NPCs. So they'll all be very materialistic, very
Dusty
stuck on
bitches
things,
attract dusty
very
bitches.
influenced by whatever. Beat it. Just beat it. Hold on, now. I'm out of control. I'm sorry.
This is where it all comes around. It's a full circle.
Hear about that guy who broke his penis? I'm sorry. I rebuked that. It's too early. I'm sorry.
Did you hear about that guy that broke his penis? Guys, Citizen M. Guys break penises. So I thought that there was one man that broke his penis. She said that. And I was like, obviously Wendy did that, you know. So I looked into it and I found a video and I was like, Wendy, you cannot do this to people. Like, it's not nice. And I said to my friend who is a dude, I'm like, did you hear about the guy that broke his dick? He goes, yeah, that happens. I'm like, it happens? Like, it's happened to more than one person? No, yeah, that can happen or whatever. I'm like, wait, like, is it broken forever? He's like, I think sometimes there has to be like a surgery. And like, what are you guys doing with your dicks? Breaking them. A streamer eating a massive amount of food. I don't know what that's to. Chris Mack is in, yeah, Mockingbird Media. That's, yeah, I don't know if you're saying that to something else, but you just think something for me about that. I don't know what. I'll text you about it. Yeah, you got that, Wendy. What's up, Chooch? Guy tried suing a woman in corporate. Shut up, Lambros. For breaking his dick. They wrap it with an ace band. You guys, so I sent it on the chat that we have. I only found one. I didn't know it happens all the time. I guess it happens all the time. So it doesn't matter. I don't really care about this one dude's story then. If it was just one dude. Wait, Lambros, you got to tell me about the guy that I got to go eat dinner, but tell me about in text, please. So well, maybe real quick, you could sum it up. He sued his wife or his girlfriend for breaking his dick. Do you know what state it was in? You guys, I recently learned, from that documentary. Do you know that in Utah, I'm not sure what state, if you watch the documentary that Evan Rachel Wood did, so in making it's the Phoenix Act that extended the statute of limitations for people to report fucked up shit that happens to them, abuse. They found out like the weirdest stuff. I'm sure you guys know this. Like, there's laws that still exist in several countries where only missionary is allowed between a married couple. I remember hearing this when I was younger, and I'm like, what the fuck? Blowjobs are not allowed or something. Like, if this is on the books, I'm like, what fucking what would like a police would be like knocking on hey guys, not in missionary, come on out, ticket time, like how would that, and why? But they found other laws, like I think it was Utah, I'm not sure. A woman has to ask her husband to go to the bathroom. A woman has to ask her husband permission to do a whole bunch of weird shit. Phoenix Rising is the title, thank you, Ryan, of the documentary that Evan Rachel Wood is. She's so brave. I'm so proud of her. She's amazing. I saw her in Westworld and I thought she was cool. And then, is that the chick from Westworld? And it is. She started dating Marilyn Manson when she was 18 and he was 37. Like what 37-year-old man? Sorry, we all know. Okay. I thought it was open. I have a sticker on my sliding glass door now. You thought what was open, Citizen M? It's open. Everything's open. Nope. Wendy said nope. Ashley, Chris, what's Chris up to now? Actually, Chris, when he was in the Marine Corps, knew a guy who went to prison. Can I ask a question? Would he have gone to prison if he had fucked her in the vagina? Just curious. Was it just the anal part that they were like, lock him up? And how they find out the specifics, I don't know. We don't know. Actually, I do want to know. So I'm going to call you and Chris after I eat so you can tell me. The Marines have an honor code. You can't sleep with another guy's wife. I feel like dudes shouldn't sleep with other guys' wives in general, but you know. But here's the thing though, is there a more harsh punishment? Never mind. You guys know what I'm saying. There is a video. Can you send me this video, please? Wait, Lambros, about the anal part or what? I'm just wondering if he would have. Why was. I guess we only know the specifics because Chris was in the Marines and he knew the guy. But basically, I think, and Brian will correct me, he put his thing in another man's wife's orifice. Doesn't matter which one, right? I guess. Yeah, I'm not like a big law person, and I definitely don't look into sodomy laws and stuff. That was just a side note. Thank you, Leslie. That was just a side note. On I don't remember what that was a side note. Oh, the Phoenix Rising documentary when they extended or found all these when they extended the statute of limitations or whatever it's called, where you can report abuse, they found all these crazy laws, crazier than the ones. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be surprised if sodomy laws are like on a lot of states. I think it's kind of archaic, but it is what it is, right? Oh, that in itself. Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. Like, what happens when, like, okay, so there's an honor code. Oh, Chris Mack said that. So there's an honor code about another man's wife. Is there? Never mind. You guys know where I'm going with that. But I am gonna have dinner now. I love you. Hey, I live in Florida. I don't agree with the law. Just a side note. No offense. No, there was no offense. I just did. I don't think I've ever seen you in the chat, and I didn't know. I didn't want anyone to think I was like portending that I'm like some person that knows all the laws. I was just referencing a documentary. Where in Florida do you live? I lived in Miami for 11 years. Free guy? Yes, Gail. He went to the brig. The brig is the worst prison, right? Like that makes like the prisons in the US, which are horrible, look like a vacation, yeah? The brig is like the Marine Corps prison. Oh, cool. Sloane's one of my best friends and my chosen sister. Yeah, ending on a high note. Thank you, Lambros. Bye, guys. Beep, beep.